It's...
Venti is large.
No, Venti is 20.
Danny.
Yeah. Large is large. In fact, tall is large, and grande is Spanish for large. Venti's the only one that doesn't mean large. It's also the only one that's Italian. Congratulations, you're stupid in 3 languages.
Honey, that's great coffee. It's
Smell good ground coffee.
Hey, here's your free cup of coffee from a lady in Rhode Island.
What?
Morning, all. How you doing? Welcome to the show that lasts as long as my cup of coffee. I already see that my friends, Mr. Tickle Trunk, Dust Wolfen, were already in the chat before the show even started. Thanks for showing up, guys. Dust Wolfen, good morning. Mr. Tickle Trunk, good morning. Here, I'll show their posts. There we go. 9:42, 9:44. What time was that one? 9:53. Yeah, you guys are here. So good morning, guys. Yeah, I know. Burning down the house. Yeah. My goodness, so much stuff happened overnight. I was really sad we did not have a new episode this week of Toxic Tuesday with 32 Flavors and Nick Weiser. I love hanging out with those guys, man. Let's see. Good morning to you, D-Bub Martin. What's up? All right. Good morning. Good morning. Coffee unlocked. Life is a game, and the whole goal is to unlock coffee. Yeah, I'm fresh awake. I get up 1 hour before the show. I do everything before the show within an hour, and sometimes up to the last minute. Yeah, it's like, it's okay. We're going to be fine. Good morning. Good morning, PJO. Hi. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a sneak peek at it myself before it gets released this week. So we'll find out. I gotta admit, look, man, the first Top Gun, I didn't give two shits about the story. I love Tony Scott. God rest his soul. But I just I don't look at those films as being like high art. So what I'm going to see is fucking awesome jet play and people being smartasses with each other and a little romance. And it's got Jennifer Connelly in it. I've had a crush on her since the 80s. Good morning, Lord Thoth. How are you, my friend? Hey, if any of you guys want to join me this morning and pop in here with me, feel free. I'll send you the invite. I can put it right into the chat. Fuck it. I don't care. Don't care. So I guess we can go to the main story. Basically, I saw this when I woke up this morning. I'm like, oh my, I haven't read the article yet. And we were reading it for the first time with you guys. So we're going to go to geekositymag.com, Mikey Sutton's Geekosity. Yep, there we go. And let's check this shit out. Share screen. Boom, baby. Share. Let's see. Green Lantern actor makes us less optimistic about HBO Max series. I really wasn't optimistic to begin with. It's been a while, and this is Edwin Francisco. It's been a while since we've been waiting for some progress on HBO Max's Green Lantern series. Keep waiting. Executive producer Greg Berlanti, see, while he's associated, I have no high hopes, announced his HBO Max Green Lantern show in 2019. 3 years later, we barely have any idea what the plot will be. It's interesting, though, that we do know a couple of casting details, namely Finn Wittrock, who will be playing Guy Gardner, and Jeremy Irvine as Alan Scott. Executive producer Greg Berlanti announced his HBO Max Green Lantern show in 2019. 3 years later, we barely have any idea. The series does take place different time periods. In addition, each decade features a different Green Lantern, various Green Lanterns like Jessica Cruz, Simon Baz, Sinestro, Kilowog, and Bree Jarda fill the program. It's interesting that Green Lantern stays away from famous ones like Hal Jordan and John Stewart. As far as we understand, this may be part of the DCEU, so not showing Stewart is understandable. Stewart is also too big for HBO Max. Green Lantern actor makes us less optimistic. Wayne T. Carr. Let me open this link real quick. And here he is. That photo. All right. Previous article was cast by Zack Snyder as John Stewart for his Justice League. However, the previous Warner Brothers regime forced him to remove his scenes. Will the series show its connection to the DCEU? Probably not. Moreover, we doubt that this has any connection to the Arrowverse. After all, this is HBO Max, not the CW. Also, the new Warner Brothers Discovery will reboot the Arrowverse. It's already on life support. We doubt. I guarantee it won't be woke. David Ramsey will be that universe's Green Lantern. Or maybe he'll get the last hurrah before the Arrowverse completely ends. Otherwise, the years of teasing went nowhere. Seth Grahame-Smith is HBO Max's Green Lantern showrunner. He is currently involved in Kung Fury 2, Gremlins, and Beetlejuice. Grahame-Smith was interviewed last year by Collider and had to say about Green Lantern, quote, that show is gigantic. It has taken quite a bit of time to get to this point, and it's just big undertaking. It's going really well. All I can say is that it's going really well, and there are going to be Green Lanterns in it, and it's going to be on HBO Max. End quote. Irvine provided a less optimistic status report. He acknowledged in, comicbook.com, as far as I know, there's not a firm start date, but when they offered me the role, they did say it was going to be about 2-3 months to make the outfit. Now they're going to have to fit my paunch into it. End quote. Sure, it may mean that filming could start in a few months, but just wonder who the other cast would be. Well, with all of this being said, it's not in production, and David Zaslav, and he brings this up down below. Green Lantern is slowly getting off the ground. Then again, sources revealed new CEO David Zaslav, and this was on Sil Abdul's show with Mikey, a new Green Lantern theatrical movie. HBO Max could be too small fry for such an epic. I got a feeling this shit's going to change before they start filming. I'm just telling you. Zaslav has a hard-on for current employees of Warner Brothers. That includes Greg Berlanti. Greg Berlanti has greenlit and run many shows that killed viewership. Let me say that again so I can really get the impact home. He killed viewership. His shows, Greg Berlanti, destroyed CW and the potential for CW. Single-handedly. under the auspices of Hamada, Emmerich, and that whole crew, including Jeff Johns. I don't like Jeff Johns' show, Stargirl. I don't think it's very good. So let's get back to the chat and see what's going on here. Hey. The thing I loved about the original Top Gun was the soundtrack. Look, man, yeah, it was great. There's no question about it. But what I loved about that movie was the fighter. I got into a huge fight with this army buddy of mine. He tried to tell me that, yeah, the movie actually had captured MiGs that they used in the film. Like, you're a fucking idiot. No, they didn't. They used the F5. It's a one-man light fighter. And that was dressed as the MiGs in the movie and as the Middle Eastern jets. It's just not fucking MiGs. Well, I know what I'm talking about. Then the model kit came out. But I think Revell put it out. And just the F5. Made him look so stupid. That's right. I've been correcting nerds since the 80s. Jennifer Connelly is the vision of objective beauty. She is. I'd seen that horror film she did. She actually shot it before Labyrinth. And yes, I fell in love with her. Madly, deeply in lust with her. Let's see. I am great. How are you? On vacation or I would. Oh, yeah, Lord Thoth. Where are you on vacation, man? Let's see. Yeah, I know. I caught that too. I'm not going to put too much into it because I got to tell you, Zaslav is Red Wedding, man. Red Wedding. He's Red Wedding everybody. CW is dead. As we knew it. Wait, what was that? Still no love for DC for I hope we see something better. I really do. Good morning, memes of destruction. How are you? Hey, the Giger. What's up, Giger? I'm assuming it's Giger, not Geiger. But maybe it's Geiger. Fuck it. I'm going to call you Geiger. The Geiger. Good morning. Martin, you son of a bitch. How dare you be in the chat and leave me hanging? Yes, I know you. I hope everything's going well at the optometrist, wherever you're at. Quebec. All right. I'm Army. We pronounce it Quebec. It is actually part Lorthoth, just so you know. That is part of the alphanumeric slang that we use on radio, etc. When we are saying something, spelling it out with military phonetics, it's when you get to the letter Q, it's pronounced Quebec. Very special enunciations in the military phonetics. Like P is papa, not papa, it's papa. When we say the letter N, it's November, but we pronounce it November. If I was religious, I'd say Zaslav was doing the Lord's work. Fuck it, he is doing the Lord's work. So, interesting article. With Warner Brothers in charge, the current cadre, I don't think we're going to get anything good. Yeah, Quebec. It must be why we adopted it that way. Good morning, Pops. How are you doing, man? Yes, I know. Keurigs are great, man. Got one. Not up here. It's downstairs, but I do love them. So let's skip out on the Green Lantern story. Let's see something else. This was shared with me this morning by Mikey Sutton himself in our private chat. Flash fact: an unnamed 2023 superhero film has run through 45 writers. This is, of course, over on CBR.com. Not a very good site. It's a garbage site. It's a shill site. But this is interesting. Article by Noah Dominguez. A high-profile 2023 comic book film, speculated to be Warner Brothers Pictures' The Flash, has had 45 different writers involved in its script. I mean, it's fucking hilarious, dude. This is the fucking mess at Warner Brothers. And that's what's caused all this. I don't give two shits to read this article. But that's fucking funny. Really not surprised. Anybody who feigns being surprised over this story has not been paying attention to the fucking shit show over at Warner Brothers. So it's back. Pops, and then I need a coffee refill. Thank goodness for Keurigs. That's right. Oh, hey, it's Gerry McClurg. Gary's a good friend of mine. Gosh, just so you guys know, he's an actual Hollywood film producer and has worked on several films, a bunch of films, not several. We've worked together on a couple of speculative properties. And I'm going to be hitting him up again here soon for some other stuff. But it's good to see you, Gerry. I hope you're doing well, man. Too many coffee posts for us, not coffee drinkers. That's okay. You don't have to drink coffee with me. You can drink tea, juice. Well, I enjoy my coffee. But it's good seeing you, Gerry. I'm glad you're here, man. Thanks for dropping in. I love you, man. Gary's a really great guy. I've enjoyed his company many a day. Gerry, I'm blessed. Hey, Mr. Oh, that's good to hear, Pops. The memes of destruction. Yeah, saying hello to everybody, and of course to hey, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Glad you're here. Funny dude. Kyle Rayner, not to be mistaken with Carl Reiner. It's my favorite Green Lantern. I really don't know that character. I only know 3 of the Green Lanterns through the comics because I think I stopped reading early in the 80s. I think the last Green Lantern I read was, I think I was still in high school. And I graduated in 82. Fucking Ezra Miller. Jesus Christ. Fucking walking meme of destruction. By the way, welcome, Bigfoot Phil. I didn't say good morning. Good morning to you, sir. I think you're sir. Lady? Phil, so I'm assuming guy. Did I assume your gender? Shh. Don't want to be telling people that. I did that. Yeah, Gary's really actually, you know what? I'm going to pull it up here. I got to find the video. There we go. There. Okay, now I know the film. Here it is. I'm going to show it to you guys. All right, share screen right there. I'll make it larger. There we go. This is Gary's film. He was one of the producers on this. I think it's still on Netflix, and it's an action film. Great cast. You got Andrew Keegan. Let's see. Why do they do this way? I hate the way they do this. Brent Huff's in it. Tom Arnold. Bill Goldberg. You know he is. Jesus Christ. I know there's a lot of wrestling fans. Where is he? Robert Patrick is in it, and I just can't find it. IMDb fucking does the weirdest shit in how they show people in the film. But Robert Patrick is in the film. In fact, I think he's on the poster. Yeah, there he is. He's the president. This is a fun little film he did, man. That's my buddy Gerry McClurg, who's in the chat. It's good to see you, Gerry. Glad you're here. Check that film out, guys. I highly recommend it. Fun little film. Get rid of that Flash story. Nobody gives a shit about that. I guess I kind of wanted to talk about this morning. I don't have it in the description down below because I still have Script Doctor's link down there. And I didn't want to change it out until I checked to see what his status is right now. Ah, okay. Excuse me, coffee burps. Wow, what are you, Dork Knight? Fucking bringing the conversation down with body stuffed in a fridge. I don't know if Dork Knight's here, but that was a joke at his expense. Yeah, that's depressing. Thanks, Das Wolfen. John. So before I remove Script Doctor, before I remove Storyman Jack's link for his, because they had to fire him and his wife lost in part of their house and they're rebuilding. But I saw this story this morning by Walton Word Action Deed. He's a follower of our channel, and I saw somebody else. He's also known as @Ladonis. And I'm raising money for sometimes everything you can just isn't enough. Click to donate. And of course, if you go to see the page, here it is. His goal is $3,000. And what happened was some people conned him out of about $10,000. And he's working extra hours trying to get caught up. And he just decided, after they discussed it, to start a GoFundMe to help make up for the loss of the $10,000. And he's just asking for $3,000. I think he's going to cover the rest with his extra work that he's doing. But I wanted you to see this because I posted this comment down below, in which I told him I was conned out of $15,000 and lost my job over it. What happened was part of the money. Technically, I lost 2 jobs over it. It was between 2 comic jobs. And when the money was stolen from me out of my bank account, I wasn't able to do the work for those guys the way I was supposed to, the way I promised to. I was forced to take on other work to keep a roof over my daughter's head because I was a single parent raising my daughter by myself. I got no child support. And it was also the first time I've ever gone on welfare to help pay for food. It was a terrifying time. And I lost both jobs, not just one. I lost both jobs. It was humiliating to have been duped by people I trusted, 2 people I trusted, and to lose my job in such an unceremonious way. Because I couldn't fulfill my contract because of what was done. Oh, look, there's porn bots. Yay, porn bots are awesome. Porn. Fuck you. Yeah, I blocked it. Goodbye. Oh, wait, somebody else blocked them, so I don't have to. So anyway, it destroyed me. It really did. I was a wreck. and nearly made my daughter and me homeless, because this is when I packed on a lot of that weight that I needed to get rid of. It was between 2011 and 2013 that I hit my peak. The two people responsible walked away scot-free. They really did. Though one of them did, I learned, committed suicide a year later. I struggled and did everything I could to keep Zoe and myself housed. But I even though I did, I took care of it. I did what I had to, including having a not a GoFundMe, but I created one of those other accounts, and it helped a little bit. It really did. It helped a little bit. But Zoe grew up, finished raising her. She moved out of the house, and I still found myself not caught up, still struggling, and it's been a struggle since. So I feel for him. I know what it's like to get conned out of money. A large amount of money, not a small amount. Like life devastating amounts, enough to buy 2 cars with, used cars. So, I see Six is here. Good morning, Six. Red shirt is, oh man, good to see you, man. And I just read another red shirt. Let me get back caught up. So, Kyle was an okay lantern, my fourth favorite. And he's an artist. There we go. Now I'm caught up. He was most known for, thanks for that, John. Good morning, just another red shirt. Good to see you, man. Stephen Walton's good people. Six, thank you for sharing that. Thank you. I need to check where we're at with Storyman Jax, see if he's caught up on his GoFundMe. And if it is, then I'm going to start putting this one in our description down below, because I really empathize with this guy. Totally been there. Let's get the porn butt. You ordered them. Okay. Out, damn butt. Come on, man. We love porn. Porn butt be gone. Good morning, Fletcher. I love be seeing you. I'm a big fan of the president, man. I got conned out of about 2,000 wages for web design and the number 58 stadium seat from an Arrowhead Stadium remodel. Did the work, built the guy's site, and changed passwords and ghosted me. Yeah, I've been there on work like that. Oh boy. It's rough. It's rough. And I'm still struggling at this point. I'm always struggling. I'm never going to be wealthy. I hit a point in my life where I made good money. But when you choose being an artist, man, you kind of choose a lifestyle. Well, I hang out with just another red shirt. We normally do a show together on Tuesday nights, but there was no show last night, and it was really depressing. I went to bed sad. But it's always good to see you, Six, man. You know that. That is true. I am grateful for the friends I have. I went through a period where I just was alone. I just wanted to be alone. Right afterward, it was like all the way up to 2015. And I was in the deepest depression in 2015. At the end of 2014. And I decided to go to Arizona, leave Missouri, because I needed to reboot or restart somehow. And I got to Phoenix, and it was even worse down there because, I thought I could lean on my sister and found out I was incorrect. And I learned that family is not as significant as my friendships. So I ended up just immediately going out and moving into an apartment I couldn't afford. I really couldn't afford it. Phoenix is expensive, man. And I was struggling even worse in Phoenix. And I don't like moving because of Zoe. You know, I was raising her, and I wanted her to always have as stable a life as possible. So we only moved like 3 times during her entire 4 times. I'm sorry, 4 times we moved during her entire life, and each time was to a better place. And oh, good morning, War Monkey. How you doing, buddy? Um, so moving to Phoenix, I thought was going to be this great thing because in my mind, I thought, well, much big because there are hardly any art jobs in Missouri. It's a struggle. You have to be, well, we're in the third largest city in the state when I was in Springfield, and I still couldn't find work. So I was looking at Kansas City and St. Louis, and I just couldn't find any new work for graphic design and art. So Phoenix, bigger pool, I thought. I'm going to have a better opportunity. I get down there, and the hard cold reality is that there are multiple art schools down there. These people are flooding out of these schools into those jobs, and companies would rather pay a young person a lower wage than a seasoned professional who's got 20 years experience. And not to mention, I was in my 50s. So, you know, I'm not saying they're ageist, but they're ageist. Every single company. The only work I got while I was in Phoenix was through an art job service. And man, a lot of that work dealt with CG, which I don't do. You know, I'm a traditional artist. It was hard work. It's hard being down there. And so when Zoe moved out, she's like, I'm grown up. I'm going. I'm doing my life. I'm like, okay, baby. And I sat there and I had this conversation with myself. And I'm like, well, Gerry, what are you going to do? Dumbass. I'm going back to Missouri. And that's what I did. I hitched a ride with a friend's brother, headed up to Missouri, moved in with my buddies Travis, John. Well, I stayed actually with Sam for a few weeks, and my old buddy Ultra Rob. Just slept on the sofa, and then found a place and moved in with my buddies Travis, because I've known Travis for years, and his roommates, who I became good friends with, John and Chance. Wonderful people. I loved living with them. Really, one of the best roommates I ever had because we were all introverts. So we would only come out of our rooms during communal times, like cooking meals, and we'd hang out in the kitchen and we'd banter, we'd eat together, and then we'd fuck off back to our rooms and do our thing. It was fucking wonderful. I miss them. I really do. Wonderful people. Let's see. I've been there. I struggle with depression every day. Thank you, meds, for making it easier. And went through a period in the early 2000s of breaking out contact with friends and family and hiding. Yeah, I tell you, man. By the way, my recovery started. I started going back up, coming back up to being myself the day I snapped at my sisters and told them if I wasn't related to you, I'd have nothing to do with you. When I told them that, all of a sudden, man, I felt like this weight lifted off of me. Man, it was crazy. Lost weight drastically, got healthier. It was crazy. So yeah. CJ Batpunk is here. What is up, brother? Hi, I can only stay for a few minutes. I have to run to the store. What Lantern actor did they get? Oh, man. Rewind the video. Fuck you. I'm not gonna. No, I'm gonna go. I'll go look at it for you. It was. Let me get down here. I think is that it? It's Irvine. I need to go find his name. Jeremy Irvine is playing Alan Scott, and Finn Wittrock is Guy Gardner. That's the rumor. So thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. Dust Wolfen. Tech jobs are pretty ageist outside of upper management. Yeah, I've noticed that too, because of the work I've done with the companies I was with previously. I was always in the IT department because I worked hand in hand with IT doing the graphic design work. I designed a lot of website layouts. I designed them in Photoshop, and then we would, find ways of making that work through IT as a website. Eldritch Lord Haster, what is up? I had the exact same living conditions back after college, and it was great. 2 other roommates were introverts. We hung out in the kitchen often, took turns. Yes, that was so much fun. And they were always like blown away because even though one roommate, because they were a gay couple, it was John and Chance, just wonderful people. And Chance was, he ran a restaurant and was a bit of a sous chef himself, and really good cook. But they were blown away at my baking because I've been baking since I was a kid. I love baking. Man, I love to bake. And I baked them a keto cheesecake one night, and it blew their mind how good it was. It had very little sugar in it. The only sugar really in it was the natural sugars that occur in cheeses and stuff like that, as well as I use Splenda brown sugar, which has like 3 grams of sugar per serving. And I made a almond brown sugar crust, so it tastes very much, it's ground up to taste a lot like graham cracker. It really does. It blew everybody's mind how much it tastes like graham cracker. Made the crust and then put the cake on it, baked it, and boom, baby. New York style cheesecake, real cheese, real cream cheese, man, real eggs in it. And they were blown away. Holy shit, this is one of the best cheesecakes I've ever had. Seriously. I love baking it. It's really expensive to make and it's time consuming. But man, I do love to bake, dude. Getting closer to your siblings, gotcha. I had to get away. Look, I grew up in a very dysfunctional home, a lot of drugs, abuse. I remember when I was 7. No, I was 6. I was 6, first grade. No shit. No, it was second grade. I was at Mark Twain Elementary. And some shit went down between my mother and my dad. And she came home saying that he tried to kill her and convinced my brother Steve, who had just gotten home from Vietnam, to kill him. And Mike and Michelle, my next in age siblings, had to hold me down in the bedroom. They pinned me on the bed. I was screaming and crying because I knew they were going to kill my dad. And but Dad came in with a 6-pack of beer, sat down and saw the gun. Just looked at Steve, and Steve is like, tried to kill my mom. He says, Dad's response was, if I tried to kill your mother, she'd be dead. And they talked long enough to where Stephen began to doubt what my mother had said. And so he got up and he said, hands her the rifle. He says, you want to shoot him, you do it. I'm not killing him. And he walked out, and my mother, I know she was probably going to shoot him. And my brother Michael jumps off me because he can hear what's going on, runs through the bathroom and the master bedroom in and snatches that rifle out of my mother's hand and ran out of the house with it. Because he, that was his dad too. And crazy fucking night, man. that was my childhood. It's a series of crazy fucking nights. It wasn't long after that my mother ended up with a nervous breakdown in the hospital, leaving all of us kids, and Dad working full time. Made the mistake of dropping by Rock's Lounge for beer to go, and got caught doing that by family services because one of my sisters reported him. And so they took us away and put us in foster homes. Big story there. And so as an adult, I tried for years to have a relationship with my siblings. If I don't call them, I never hear from them. And one day I just told them, I said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. This is a toxic relationship between me and you guys. Just all the pervasive negativity is just, and I use the word pervasive correctly in this. It was a very toxic relationship. And yeah, they say things like, well, they love you. And I'm like, I don't feel it. I don't feel any love. And so I walked away. Other than that, I hang out in my friend's room and watch him play. Yeah, I've done that too. Travis was a great roommate. It was like, it was really funny because the gay couple, their sisters came for New Year's, and they assumed that Travis and I were the other gay couple in the house. It was so funny. And I've always joked, well, in that one, I joked that I was a power top. Love you, Travis. I know he pops in and watches our show, so and he knows that story. He thought that was funny shit too. I got the first name of Guy Gardner's actor right. Yeah. Das Wolf and a lot of coders get set in their ways. Yeah. You're right, Tickle Trunk. After a while, a lot of them. Yeah, well, I got to tell you, they're also really difficult to be friendly with in at certain places. I got along with them for the most part, but there were guys in the IT department I thought were complete dickholes. Eric, what's up, dude? Eric O'Sullivan. Good morning. Let's see, I can bake like a motherfucker. I can. I love baking, man. Looking for comments. What kind of coffee is in your cup? It's your standard Folgers instant coffee. That's all it really is. I do love these things, though. I use hazelnut coffee creamer because I like the taste of hazelnut. Oh, yeah. You guys ever try that one? It's supposedly like made from coffee beans that bats ate and then shit out. I can't do it. I won't do it. Cheesecake. Whatever, Tickle Drunk. Yeah, my daughter made me a no-bake cheesecake the other night for my birthday, and it was really good. I don't know if I told. Yeah, I did. I said I ate the entire thing that night. I was afraid that like my brother-in-law might get in there and eat some of my cake, and I'm like, fuck that! I'm eating the whole thing. It's mine, my birthday cake. Anyway. Yeah, man, buy me some coffee. I'm running out. Do it through Stream Elements, man. It goes straight into my PayPal. I fucking love that. I don't know. I'm considered just doing Stream Elements because I dislike the way Google does things. A good morning to everyone else I'm not familiar with. I'm Eric from Boston. Baston. I was in the backyard and had a heart attack. Oh, for the story? No, man. It's just life experiences, man. You learn things. And because of my breaking of the cycle with my siblings, I was raised away from them. I got to remind you, not only was my kid kidnapped, I'm the product of a parental kidnapping. And my dad kidnapped me from Arizona and moved us to Virginia to hide. And as sad as it made me being separated from my siblings at the time, And it really did. I also had to deal with the bullies by myself. I didn't have my big brother to protect me anymore. It changed my life. Some of it for the better, some of it for not the better. I won't say for the worse, but not the better. And in the end, it broke our relationship with my siblings. When my child was kidnapped, I remember I went to my brother Michael, and this is when I realized things were messed up. And I needed my brother, man. I just needed my brother, and I went to him, and he looked at me, and almost like a blank stare, and he goes, "What do you want from me?" My brother Michael, who had saved my life multiple times as a child, I was now talking to a guy I was related to now, but had drug problems. It's what killed him, you know. And it just doesn't work sometimes, man. I went through years of therapy to get through this stuff. I'm good now. I know my place in the universe, and I'm on the tail end of my life, and I'm relatively happy for the most part. I'm happiest, weirdly and oddly, when I'm on my own. I got tired of calling my brothers. They would never call me. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. And it's my sisters too. I had 3 brothers and 3 sisters, 6 total. I stopped calling, and it's been 6 years since we last spoke. Yeah, same here. Actually, 6 years. We do that 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 2016 was the last time I talked to my any of my siblings. My sister Michelle, the one with schizophrenia, stays in constant contact with me. But I'm not sure I always want that, because she could be pretty out there. I enjoy because, like, I knew I was a member of the IT department when I got invited to go to the once a week lunches at Olive Garden together with them. I was like, oh, they accepted me because I was a smartass, and I was also, even though I wasn't as techie as they were, I was smarter than most of them, and they got a kick out of that I knew things that they didn't fucking know. So we could piss a chief. I loved it on SNL when they would do those Boston skits. Fucking loved them. Back when SNL was still kind of funny. I also hate the taste of coffee, but need it sometimes. And by the way, Eric, that I had a heart attack in the backyard. That's from George Carlin when he had his heart attack. Sometimes, like, one of my favorite coffees is actually Irish coffee, which is got whiskey in it. A lot of people make that mistake. They put like the Irish cream in it and shit, and that is not actually how the Irish have their coffee. An Irishman drinks black coffee with whiskey in it. That's an Irish coffee. Yes, I know, PJO. You talked about this before, and your son was telling me. Crazy number of siblings. I thought we had too many. God, yeah. I was the 7th son, technically the 7th child, but I've always joked that I was just simply the odd one out. You get invited to the Friday lunch, you are in the club. That's right. IT, man. Oh, wait, I want to read that. I hate the phone. I don't call people as well. Yeah, my preferred thing now is video chatting. I like video chatting. Okay, Eric, take it easy, brother. Thanks for dropping in, man. Yeah, it's good to see you too, man. Sláinte. Or slán. You can just the slang short version is just to say slán. I lived in Ireland. I learned that. I have only 2 siblings. My brother is 5.5 years older than me, and my sister is 10 years younger than me. I'm the baby. Um, And I told a story yesterday. I was always kind of a jerk to my sister Michelle. I really was. And I remember one time with my sister, we got into a fight. Fuck, I don't know what it was about. This is when we were living in Charleston for a short period. And I remember my brother Michael. He came in. I need more coffee. He came in, saw us fighting, and went to break it up. And all of a sudden, like two satanic demons, we turned on Mike, pulling his hair. My sister bit him. He threw us. He threw us onto the bed, just threw us. And I remember the words he said to this day: "Fuck y'all, kill yourselves. See if I care." And he left. You didn't get between my sister Michelle and me when we were fighting. So he's back. Okay. Hopefully I'll see him later. I have a show tonight with Steven. We're doing, it's going to be on his channel, Fat Steven Seagal, doing our weekly shit talk. It's kind of funny. It's like some of the things we want to talk about, we can't talk about because it's over. Moon Knight. I love either talking nice about it or shitting on it. No, it doesn't. And when 2019 came, and I'm a big fan of Blade Runner, so big I created the fan club. I tell everybody all the time since 2019, man, we live in the future. It's not that great. Kind of sucks. That future we saw and read about, that's here. We're in it right now. There are robots. Hey, it's the question. What is up? What's good, Gary? Random. I'm counting down the days to where I can finally say DC movies have their stuff together, hopefully with Snyder. I feel like Marvel is slipping. Well, they did. Absolutely did. The Phase 4 was a complete failure. The only thing good that really came out of Phase 4 was a Sony film, Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed 80% of Doctor Strange too. But still, with even that 80%, when I sat down with Keith and we really talked about it, it's like, wow, as much as I enjoyed that, it still wasn't that good. I would give it a C. It should have been better. It should have been so much better. And that's why I'm curious what Sam Raimi's cut was. Even though I don't think we'll ever see his original cut, because Disney doesn't do that. They will show the director's cut of their version, but they're not going to show the first cut that he did. We'll never see it. I'm sure it still exists, but it's in a dungeon somewhere at Disney Studios, hidden, locked away. As they used to refer to it as a moratorium, where they would put it in a vault. Yeah, it's more like Indiana Jones, in my opinion. The end of Raiders. Yeah. So, someone pointing out the elites. And by the way, a question. Mikey Sutton and I have talked ad nauseum about this because we talk about this stuff all the time. And he and I are simpatico on the fact that we're not that big of Zack Snyder fans when it comes to DC. We're okay with him. I dislike him in some ways because I know he doesn't understand Superman at all. The character, the drive, what made him what he is. And he couldn't understand that the only way, and this has been said by one of the greatest directors of Superman, that the only way you can depict Superman and get it right is you have to write him as a Boy Scout. He has to be a Boy Scout at all times. He has to be the opposite of cynical. He has to be optimistic all the time. And Zach can't do that. Zach doesn't understand. He's a nihilist. At least he was. I don't know if he still is, but he was a nihilist for like a decade. And man. But anyway, someone pointed out that the elites in Davos are like bad dystopian villains. I replied that they're only one bad day from being dystopia. So that makes sense. Work meeting at the top of the hour. Be seeing you. Be seeing you, brother. Be seeing you. See you next Tuesday. Yeah, next week we're going to be doing, I think, Rocky 3 on Toxic Tuesday. And I got to be honest, last week's show, I really didn't feel it was very toxic. I know a lot of people like that movie, and I'm not that big a fan of Point Break. It's not like I hate it. I just don't feel like it's not really a man's show. It's not a guy's show. It's got too many things in it. Even though it's so cool when he's got the gun aimed at Swayze, but can't shoot him, and he shoots up in the air. Yeah, it's a very memorable thing. Never would fucking happen, because every officer and soldier knows you don't discharge your weapon unless you're discharging in the line of duty. Just saying, it was goofy. It was so goofy. It was Minnie Mouse, and when I say Minnie Mouse, that means it was fucking goofy, because Minnie Mouse was fucking goofy. So, be seeing you. Just another red shirt. Hope you have a good day. Rocky 3 turning 40. Yeah. I am a big Rocky fan. The franchise ended for me really with Rocky 3. I enjoyed the other Rocky films, but with Drago in Rocky 4, Rocky 5 was just fucking, again, Minnie Mouse. It was fucking goofy. Suddenly he's a street fighter, and that whole, it's just like, come on, man. Oh, hey, better block that porn bot. See if I got it first. Yep, I got it. Yep, I got it before you guys did. Yay. But one thing I saw this morning from last night is actually this. Let me share the screen. Share screen with audio. Yes, there we go. And I don't like James Corden. I don't think he's fucking funny at all. I think he's moderately talented. He is a product made by the network. This show is, really made by him, the late night show. It was good when Craig Ferguson was on there. He took over, it became just a joke. Not even a good joke. But I found this interesting because Tom Cruise called him and told him to meet him at an airport. And it's all part of an act, but at the same time, he was going to do something. So I was highly amused by this. All right, that's enough. I enjoyed this video. If you want to watch it, just look it up. It was last night that he posted at midnight. Technically this morning. Oh, you're awake. All right, buddy. How you doing, man? I so want to be rich enough to own a P-51 Mustang. Yeah, buddy. I'd rather have a P-40 Flying Tiger. I love the Mustang. Don't get me wrong. That's a souped-up engine right there. Much faster than the P-40, but I love the P-40, the look of it, the air intake on it. And they would paint the teeth on it like a shark's. Oh, fucking Flying Tiger. I bet Mad Mardigan would love to be trapped in a tight cockpit with Tom Cruise, or have Tom Cruise tucked away in his tight cockpit. Mad Mardigan, man, he's funny. I like him. I feel you, Gary. His take's different. Superman struggling in a cynical post 9/11 world. I think Snyder wanted to build. Yeah, the problem was he made a mistake. The biggest mistake is, no matter where he is at, he would have known that he had to get Zod away from the city. And that was the most unbelievable, frustrating scene in Man of Steel, was him keeping and fighting him there in the city, knowing the destruction that would happen in the fight and lives that would be lost. He was directly responsible for it. And that is just something that Zach, and I understand also, look, That script was given to Zack Snyder, and he was told, shoot this script exactly the way it's written. Do not alter it. And if you shoot this film as is, we'll agree to let you do more films, these other films. And so that was how he made his deal with Emmerich Hamada, Jeff Johns, was to shoot Man of Steel exactly the way it was written. And it was written badly. You know, you had Christopher Nolan, who knew nothing of Superman. He didn't know anything about Superman. The way they handled Pa Kent, Jonathan Kent, was fucking stupid. The logic of him, okay, this is a guy that can move as fast as the Flash. Okay, remember that. And a tornado's approaching. Not there yet. Not yet there. Not killing him yet. Jonathan Kent tells him, don't do it. People might see you moving faster than a speeding bullet. The advice he gave him, bad advice. I felt they did better in the next film when we see the ghost or mental ghost of Jonathan Kent. I felt the talk between the two was better than what we saw in Man of Steel, but I was infuriated with the way they treated Clark and Superman in both films. But then you see the interview with Man of Steel with Henry Cavill, the first one, where he got to really open up and he explains who Superman is. And it's like, oh my God, that's a guy that understands Superman, Henry Cavill. So he's got the clout now to lay down some laws with his character. And I see future outings with Superman being a little more Superman and a little less Zack Snyder. But Zack gets Batman. I like his understanding of Batman, the darker side of Batman, the older version of Batman. He gets it. I find it wild that Tom Cruise still apparently does all his own stunts. That's wild, man. Yeah, even Jackie Chan, man, he stopped that shit. He'll do some of his fighting stuff, but he won't do the stunts. Yeah, I know your mom was telling me earlier. There's your mom. I also would buy a C-47. Look, the C-47 or DC-3 is one of the greatest planes. It can lose, I'm trying to remember, 30% of its wing on both sides and still fly. That thing, man, incredible. Douglas made a hell of a plane there. I've flown in a few C-130s. I like C-130s. C-130 going down the strip. Airborne daddy on a one-way trip. I said left, 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 right, left. One of our running cadences. I prefer the Corsair. The F4U Corsair. Yeah, it's a very good plane. And by the way, if you haven't figured out, I know planes. I prefer the Corsair, Baba Black Sheep all the way, baby. But Pappy Boeington's first plane was the P-40. Flying Tiger. He flew that when he was in China, volunteering over there to protect the Chinese. And he was a master at the P-40. The problem with the P-40 was it's too slow. It could not keep up with the Japanese fighters. It could run them off because it was a powerful plane, but it wasn't fast. Then you got the F4Us, the Corsairs, and oh man, it was a different story altogether. Great protector of bombers right there, the F4U Corsair. It had protected many B-17, good God, B-24s. Now, B-24 is a very slow plane. There is one in particular I want to find. And I'm hoping to find a picture here. I'm going to pull it up. Because I'm going to say the name and I don't want to not have an image for you guys here. I'll drop this down while I'm doing this. I don't want you to have to watch while I'm searching. Yeah, fuck you. for him. Not a funny guy. Don't like him. Don't like him. So that's the B-25, B-24, 17. Not the one I am looking for. Okay. I need to go American. It's showing me British bombers too and German bombers. I'm looking for a specific one. Ooh, that's a beautiful one there. What they did with this bomber is they took two P-51s engines and put it on the sides of this plane. And this light bomber was so freaking fast because of it. And I cannot believe I'm not running into this thing. I was going to show this to you guys. You're going to see just how beautiful a bomber could be. And I'm a big fan of the B-17 Flying Fortress. What a bomber! I cannot believe I've gone through hundreds of pictures already and not one shot of this fucking bomber. Let me put it this: American twin engine. That does it. But let's see, where are we? Let me get in the chat. P-40 resembles the smaller Spitfire, though it's got a more prominent nose. It's because it's got a larger intake. Hey, Parrot Head, what's up? Oh, another porn bot. Did somebody already get rid of him? Yep, somebody already got rid of him. Thank you. Stone Pie Media is here. What is up, Stone Pie Media? Jackie Chan has broken many bones, including his skull. Both are the real deal, though. Yes, they are. I got to ride a B-25 Mitchell. Hell of a plane. Yeah. Much faster than the B-24. They could come in with missing all but one engine. Yeah. Fuck, man. B-17. Here, I found it. This is the bomber right here. Oh, yes. Yes, this is the one I'm looking for. Paste. Search. Oh, my God. What a plane. Look. Oh, I got to open this up. This was the P-38. Open image in new tab. Boom, baby. Boom. F11. Look at this beauty. Oh, my God. What a plane. This is the one. When I was a kid, I fell in love with this thing. Look at that. Wow. Porn butts are losing it today. What the fuck? I had a couple. In fact, if you were to, and there is a photo, I'll find it someday and show it to you guys, of my bedroom. I had displays around the room on tabletop of all my Star Wars and Star Trek models. But when you turn to the area right above my bunk beds, because I had friends to sleep over with me every once in a while, so I had bunk beds. And but when you turned and looked up at the ceiling, by string, I had all these World War II to Korean War fighters and bombers, including the F-4U, the P-40, the P-51, P-38, B-17, B-24, and B-25. And I try to remember if I had any more modern. I don't think I had any modern aircraft. Oh, yes, I did. I had the F4 Phantom 2. F4 Phantom 2. Because I was a big fan of that fighter. It was really the last fly-by-wire fighter we had. And if you don't know what that means, look it up. No, I'll tell you. It was, you're actually controlling the flaps and the engine through your controls directly. Whereas after that, they started using a lot of technology where things were done by a button rather than a throttle. Wait, hold on. One of those shot down the Japanese admiral responsible for Pearl Harbor. Yeah. Yeah. Was that Yamamoto? No, I never had the SR-71, though I'm a big fan of it. It is still the fastest jet. Still being used today, man. SR-71. B-25s are what Doolittle used to bomb Tokyo earlier in the war. Yeah, and they had just enough fuel to get there, do the bombing, and then they would crash land in China, hopefully evading the Japanese. They did a half-assed job of depicting it in the movie Pearl Harbor, even though I thought it was weird having that in there, you know. By the way, with the SR-71, I was so excited as a kid when it was sort of the model used for the X-Men and their jet. I always loved that. So, well, we're at the end of the show. I'm out of coffee. Coffee burps. And I really enjoyed the show today with you guys. Just talking. I like talking about shit. I don't get to talk about World War II planes very much, man. It just doesn't come up. But damn, man, that P-38, what a beauty. What a beauty. I'd love to go up one of those one day. I'm looking at pictures of it right now, so I'm sorry. It's like looking at girls. I just kind of drift off. Thanks, PJO. You have a good day, too. But anyway, yeah, we're at the end of the show. I'm out of coffee. I need to go get something else to drink. Today's news was brought to you by Geekosity. I'm a big fan of geekositymag.com, and I'm not just a fan, I'm also his friend. Mikey Sutton, I love you, buddy. His birthday was day before yesterday. It's like all of us had like birthdays. It was really weird, a bunch of us. It was just really nice being friends with all these guys, man. We're still going to try to get Kieran Bug on the show. He is one of the writers over there at Geekosity Mag. And he's also one of my favorite people. And with that, I want to say bye to you guys. Have a good day today. Stay productive, stay positive. And hey, man, we all have some dark stories. And, you know, with the shit that, I talked about earlier with Ladonis over on Twitter, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You might not be able to see it, but you'll eventually get to it. And I've had to struggle a lot, especially with the career I chose, but also being a single dad, raising a child, dealing with her kidnapping, but getting her back. Always a light at the end of the tunnel. I got her back. Got PTSD from it. There was a little left in there. Hold on. There we go. Dust Wolfen, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, man. And thank you, Stone Pine Media. Dude, I'd like to do a whole show on just talking World War II planes, man. You want to jump in with me on it? You and Dust Wolfen? Tickle Trunk? All you guys that love World War II planes, man, jump in with me. We'll just do a show about World War II planes, man. Just stream it anytime. I don't give a shit. It's not part of our regular programming. I just love to do it, man. Or we could just record it and then play it later. But no matter what, my dad gifted me with a vast knowledge of a lot of different things. He was like that. My dad was a professor of history. I had that beaten into me in a very nice way as a child. The books he would read to me a lot of time were history books. And I loved what my dad would read to me. And then we got into, as I got older, we'd read together, a lot of times reading history books, but we'd read fiction too. I remember we read The Omen, and then Seltzer's next book, Prophecy. Those were the two fiction books that we read to each other. We would take turns reading chapters. He'd read a chapter, I'd read a chapter. It was fun, man. I had a great childhood in many ways, despite being kidnapped from my siblings. My dad did his best. He wasn't great. He kind of sucked sometimes, a lot of times. But when I look back on my childhood, even though I don't have that many fond memories of my dad, I do have some. I have a few. And that's one of them. And my love for history came from him, directly from him. But that's for another day. Yeah, we should let's chat on Twitter about doing it. I think it'd be fun. I would never fly. I should never fly. That's all I got to say. But with that, as Andre would say.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.